In this video, we'll go over my awesome mounting and storage systems, including total vise and inline fabrication systems. Simply the best, period. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe with all notifications. If you'd like to join a membership level, donate, or get some swag, hit the Buy Me a Coffee link below this video. Alright, let's learn. Might as well go over my favorite one first. So this is the Speed Track locking system, this thing here. And I put this unistrut, 7/8 inch unistrut, all the way across the front of my bench so I can slide this anywhere I want. And then we're going to get into the many things that go on top of this that this is used for. Next we have the crossover vise. And as you can see, its mount down here has this tube. They're all the same size, so they're all interchangeable. And that goes down there and then you can put something into the top. You can turn this any way you want. This can go back and forth. I have this stopper in here now. If I wanted it to go more, I could have it go more. It's that simple, and it's solid as a rock. Well, let me tighten this down. And it's solid as a rock. So that's another piece. All right, the next piece is this, which is my Sportsman gun vise number 5. You can put this down in here, turn it any way you want, and then of course you tighten it in on your gun. It's got these nice pads here to hold it. And it does a superb job. Now you don't have to have it on here because I actually have this whole sliding setup on my other bench where I do all my cleaning and working on my gun. Unless I need more room, I'll just bring it over here because I have the same thing. But this is nice because it also can adjust on an angle with this one. If you've got an angled stock you have to put it on. So this stuff just works really great. And then when you've got this on here, if you want to work your gun another way, another angle, you just do this. Pull out the pin and put it all the way down. You work on your gun this way, or if you want to work on it straight up and down. This stuff is just incredible. Now, 2 other pieces that I use all the time by Total Vise is this Inline Fabrication mounting plate. They made an inline fab mounting plate, put this bar on here. You can put this on here, and anything that you have with an inline quick attach fab plate, you can put on here and work it. That was such a great idea because I have inline fab something else and I use them interchangeably. Then this is just a base station support. So if I got something in here and I want to change it around, I can easily take it out, put it in here like this and get it out of my way. It's a nice stand to hold things instead of having shit, like laying sideways in the way or whatever. Just throw it out of the way. So you'll see more about this base plate here in a second when I show you where I mount all my stuff at. Let's get into the inline fabrication stuff. Some more ingenious stuff. This stuff is great also. So right here, what I've got is the 9 3/4 inch tall quick change ultra mount with the quick change ultra mount plate on top, where I can take any of my tools that I have a quick change mount on and throw it on. Now you've seen me do this before, but let me show you how this works. So here I have my Short Action Customs Nexus press. Just put it in there, boom. Put the nuts on the bottom and it's mounted. Okay, it's that simple. Okay, my CPS primer, same thing. Put it on, put the nuts on, boom. you're done. And the way I mounted this, right into my bench, right here I have the 1/4-20 threaded wood inserts. I drilled holes and put them in at each corner. And I just have an Allen head screw here and boom, I put it in. But usually I leave it here unless there's really something on the bench that I need to move it away. And that is so easy with the power drill there. I just take it out and move it. Okay, here we get into my wall mount, I don't know, Hall of Fame. So this is where I store all this stuff. I got a nice 4x8 sheet of plywood mounted on some 2x4s behind it that are shot right into the concrete wall, so this baby's going nowhere. And along the bottom here, you'll see this, okay? That is made by Inline Fabrication. That's the Inline rail wall organizer. It comes in 48-inch pieces, and I put one of them up there. And then it just uses these mounts, which you can screw in anywhere you want along that wall. Then they got things like die holders. As you can see, I'm using one over here in the bottom left-hand corner to hold my most used dies. And of course, you got to have a pencil sharpener. There's no doubt about that. Then I got some set of Allen keys, some Vises and that's. But back to what I was going to tell you about that base plate from Total Vise. Now what I did is I screwed those into this. And there you go. Then I just hang this. Now let me put this rod back in. So anything that is mounted on a base, now here's a good example of where I used one of these Total Vise Inline Fabrication plates with the tube. I mounted my Henderson trimmer on one of those. So that'll go in the Total Vise setup. This goes in the Total Vise setup, which is my highly converted, I forget what it is, I'll tell you later. Then here's a regular vise. Here's my Short Action Customs gun vise. And this all just becomes a system. And then, just in case, let me cross over here. Total Vise also makes this. And this is one that you screw onto any bench. Okay, in case you don't have, you're in a pinch, you don't have something mounted or whatever. This has come in handy for me many times. Then of course over there, I just have, I don't know, I got this from Harbor Freight, US General. It's a nice cabinet. It's full of all kinds of tools, hardware. But I have the top open. It's got drawers, for dies, this, that, whatever. Wrenches. Torque wrenches, blah, blah, blah. Traffic pull, gauge. I mean, it's just full of junk. Drill bits, hammers, blah, blah, blah. Stuff you gotta have. But anyway, that is how I store all my stuff. Now, I'm gonna tell you, of course I didn't buy all this stuff at once. Nobody can afford that. But I pick, when I pick up a new piece or something, I'll get the mount for it, and boom, it goes onto the wall. So that's pretty much it. But I'm going to tell you now, I highly recommend everybody to go to TotalVise.com and check out their catalogs of stuff. What I have here doesn't even scratch the surface of what Howard makes over there. And him and his wife are the friendliest, nicest people to deal with. It's all made in America with American steel. It's the kind of company you want to buy from and support. And also, don't forget to go to inlinefabrication.com and check out their catalog of all the ingenious things they have for storage. You know, racks, holders, wall mounts, they just have the stuff. And now I have a little bit of it, and I would never, ever, ever pick anything else besides them two manufacturers, because they will pretty much 100% cover what you're going to need for mounting and storage systems. Thank you very much.